Hey everybody, Coach Namrita here with a week 13 preview. So just like that, we've completed cycle 3. And as we are wrapping that up, it's not totally done yet because we need to recover and adapt from all the good work that we did in cycle 3. It was a challenging few weeks and you guys did amazing. Um, just being able to get through that training cycle is no small feat. We, through a lot of good intensive aerobic work at you. We did some good race simulation, a lot of sub threshold work with some above threshold work. So it's time to really just rest and recover because that's where the gains happen, right? So when we are training hard, we're sending the stress signal, and our body needs to adapt to that stress signal in order to come back fitter and stronger and faster. But that part happens only when we allow a strong rest signal to take place. And so that's what we're doing this week. We're going to take a couple days of true rest. Definitely don't cheat yourself out of that. Get the most out of all the work you put in cycle 3, so get a couple days of rest. That doesn't mean do nothing. You can walk. Walking is great. You can do yoga, do some mobility work, because I know it can be challenging to be very sedentary. It doesn't feel great. And that's not exactly what we're looking for either. So just spend it off the bike, but definitely do some walking and some light movement. Um, then we'll get into some return to training sessions. So after a couple days of rest, a day of an easy effort with a couple moderate efforts thrown in there will help us wake up our systems. And so our energy systems, aerobic, anaerobic, our endocrine system, which kind of regulates everything and brings it all together, our neuromuscular coordination, and our nervous system. So this can all help ease the transition back into training. And we've done this before. If you've never successfully executed a good rest and recovery week, try to make this one really good just so you can see the benefits of it. So the goal is to feel better each day once you get back on the bike. And when you start a return to training session, the goal is to feel better at the end of it than you did at the beginning. If you feel really good, some people feel great after rest. Don't push it too hard. The goal is not to create more fatigue right now. We're just kind of bringing our systems all together and allowing that coordination physiologically so we can have a good FTP test this weekend. So that brings me to Saturday, and we have our fourth and final FTP test of winter group coaching. You've done this now a few times, and so hopefully you've taken notes of what has worked well in the past, what you wanted to improve for the next time. So now's your chance to put it together. Use everything you've learned from the previous tests, use what you've learned in the challenges, use what you've learned in the race simulation workouts, and really try to bring together the physical and the mental side this time when you go to do your FTP test. This is your chance to put together all those performance skills and execute, from pacing and nutrition and mindset, using different cadence, focusing, being mentally tough, all of that. So what else do we want to focus on this week? Sleep well, try to get a little bit of extra sleep, keep moving, good nutrition, healthy, high nutrient dense diet. So lots of fruits and vegetables, plenty of protein, things like that. Reflect on your cycle 3. We have our cycle 3 review and cycle 4 preview webinar on Monday. If you can't attend that live, still go through the exercise of doing your cycle 3 scorecard so you can just really reflect on how well you did, and if there's room for improvement, what are the specific things that you're going to do in cycle 4, and make a plan to do those things. Um, it's always a really valuable exercise to go through this, whether you are working one-on-one with a coach or not. This is a key part of being able to continue to progress in your training and meet your goals this year. So, if you can't make the webinar Monday night, we will post the recording, but that's going to be full of information, not just for cycle 4, but then moving beyond winter group coaching also. If you haven't caught the last couple episodes of the podcast, the Basecamp Community podcast that Coach Tim and I do, I really enjoyed the last 2 episodes and think they're super valuable. I think regardless of how long you've been doing this, you're going to find a couple good new pieces of information and advice in there. So I highly encourage you to spend um, a couple hours just checking out the most recent episodes there. We talk about why fitness is not enough. to improve performance. So, specifically conditioning, and then the elements of performance, durability, and resilience. So, those are really good. And finally, one thing that we're going to start talking more about this week is athlete determination. So, whether you realize it or not, you've been able to learn and apply so much more over the last 12 weeks than you might even think. So, part of our mission here at Basecamp is, as a coaching team, we want to educate you, the athlete, with the understanding of why you're doing certain things, why the training is why you're doing the training, what you're supposed to get out of it, how can you maximize the opportunities available, how do you put it all together? Because we believe a more knowledgeable athlete is a more powerful athlete, not just in watts, but also a more resilient athlete. So we find that with this approach, we see better consistency, better execution, and better results. And even if you're transitioning to one on one coaching after this, which is a great idea, especially if you're looking to, really set and meet some um, goals this year, whatever they may be, it's really nice to have the guidance, the trusted expertise, and the partnership of a coach in the pursuit of your goals. But one thing we do want to emphasize, now is you have learned a lot. And so you have the power within you to um, make certain decisions, to figure out how to approach training sessions. And when you're in the middle of a workout, if something unexpected is happening, you have the knowledge and the ability to make those good decisions because you know what's best for you, what's most important for you. And take some time to really think through some of those things this week. Even when you're resting, it's still a great opportunity to do that. Once you get back on the bike, especially once you go do your FTP test, and all through cycle 4, we're going to be helping you to, really think about some of the answers to your own questions, because we think that, at the end of the day, that's what makes you a more capable, more powerful, more knowledgeable athlete. So that's about it. Have a great week, and we'll see you at the group rides and also on Monday night's webinar. Take care.